Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the stream today. What day is it today, then? Is it Sunday? Is it Sunday? I think it's Sunday. Is it Sunday? I don't know. I work nights on weekends, so the days kind of merge into each other. And it's a bank holiday this weekend, which means I'm working tonight as well, which is terrible, but what can you do? Just get on with life, I suppose. So we're continuing with the Revolutionary Bohemia game, which we started many moons ago, and that I put down because I already had much of a backlog. But then evidently I've run out of backlog, and so we're back from out of space, not from having quite a long break. Who's this? Ming. Ming owns Hawaii. If only they knew. If only they knew. Also, what is this? Oh, this is us. Excellent. Why is this island not coloured in? And this one? Paradox? This new? No idea. So we just got out of war with the... I don't know who it was. I do. It was on Songhai. Who doesn't... Well, they do. They're one province miner now. I let them keep the capital. We took all of Tunis's coastline, including the bottom of Sardinia. Cagliari. I needed to fob things off onto people. We'd also taken out Chachapoya and... who was this? There was somebody right here. Cusco? No, Ichma. That was very German sounding there. But yeah, Ishma, they are dead now. I will just continue attacking into... What, Spain? Why have you got this? Attacking into the Wankers and the Caribs and such. Just to tidy all of this up. We still don't have any exploration or expansion ideas. This is all just taken by conquest. But we are very overextended at the moment. So I'm gonna have to give it things to Fulo. Fulo, how much do you hate me? You don't hate me. Fulo does not hate me. So we already had Bonaman, but we did not have a Dagobon. Right, Fulo. Let's give you things and stuff, shall we? Let's give you Dagobon. I'll probably end up trying to give them as much as Elite. Bongu. Alright. It's done alphabetically, but it's done alphabetically from the bottom. For reasons I can't quite fathom. Yawuri. That can be fobbed off as well. Zazu. Zmenfera. Katsina. I was meant to start the episode on. Meant to start recording all of this. Oh, the brain. It's not woken up today. Well, we haven't gone too far. Hey, Backlog. Just started. Just seeing how the streams are going and how it's recording. I'm uploading at the same time, which is going to put a little bit of pressure on the CPU, but seems to be doing alright. Uploading, streaming and recording at the same time doesn't seem to be bad. Alright. Let's start this episode then, Dylan, shall we? Oh dear. Right. Less of the sneezing you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to our revolutionary Bohemia campaign in EU4 with me, your host, Marine, and I had started doing little bits and pieces without you before I realised that I wasn't actually recording. So I've started giving the land that we took from Songhai to Fulo. It's boring at the moment, so it's probably why I decided to continue without you. Anyway, let's continue giving some of this land to Fulo. Fulo's at the point where I might immediately start to integrate him. Yeah, after this, we'll improve relations up to 190. I might even pay our way up to 190, send a gift or something, and then start the integration process on Fulo. Daura. For some reason, the provinces, Gobea, are alphabetically sorted, but from the bottom upwards. I don't get it. Grant you Kebi as well. Dendi and Delolali. What else? There's all of this stuff over here as well, isn't there? I wonder if they're going to have enough to take it all. I doubt it. It's pretty much 100% from Songhai. Where are I? 1 year. And they're already at 48%. We'll feed them as much as they can. Bedel. Margie. I should go through finding the high dev stuff actually and just fob that off onto them. But it doesn't really matter, does it? Not in the grand scheme of things. Whether it's worth 2% or 10%, they're still going to get up to the 100% and then be over the amount that I can give them. Logon. Bagirimi. Well, I don't know what I just gave away there. All this. I didn't need to give this away. This was already called. Damn it. Big Remy. That one. Need to be more switched on with this. Kotoko. Bono. Up to 72. Canham. Manga. You get a mission as Japan, or I did get a mission as Japan to take manga. Thought that was weird. Damagaram. You can have that as well. You're up to 82. Kawa. What else? Itsan. Terrain is 86. I'm going to bring that down. You can have air as well. Nope, from the screen. And Ada. And Azbin. Wait, what is that? No, there's stuff up here. Oh, that was already our call. Was it already our call? It was not our call. Right, that is our call. As is that. You're not. You are. You are not. You are not. So, the stuff around Songhai. Immediately around Songhai, except for you. Cool though. Let's grant you that. That's up to 93%. 97. Hombori. 98. Karabara. And that is then finally overextended. Okay. Not bad. I think most other things are our cores. Yeah, it's just Karabara that they couldn't get in. What about you? Nope, you're Tunis. You're a similar colour. Okay, so Fudo. Let's just send you a gift. Not from that screen. We shall send gift. Should have sent it before we fed them lots. Get them to 200, start the integration process. Have that ticking along. Hopefully in that process they are going to actually integrate things. I've had scenarios where I've done this before and they've not integrated a damn thing. They've not cored a damn thing. So when you integrate them, you also end up with a load of overextension. And if you're at war at the time, you can't just pop out of client state. It's a little bit terrible, but tax fuel low dealt with. What are we down to? 134. Would also take on land up here. How close are you to coming in? Could I just man up? And eat this. That's not 34's worth, is it? You're talking May next year. Right, where's the most of the cost going to be? Tunis itself. Can't give you Tolania. Can't give any of this away, really. Do we just man up and take the 134? I mean, it wouldn't be terrible. We've been over before. Not for this long, but we have been over before. And we are going to be waiting for a little bit. I think the truce with Russia ends in 1755. I think that I want that to be the next fight. Just to generate a little bit of manpower. So we do have a little bit of time of peace, I think. Yeah, let's do that. We've fobbed up as much as we can. Don't really want to generate yet another client state up here for not much. 134 isn't much. Not in the grand scheme of things. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Honest. It'll be fine, he says. Honest. Nah, this is okay. I've seen worse. Separate sentiment, we'll keep that there. Otherwise, we may end up getting it again next month. All these are going to try and make their way back towards Lithuania. Or towards the Lithuanian capital. So as long as we're roughly around the area to take care of them, then we should be fine. Also, how are we with our ships? How many can we get? Let's get more money. I will build you in the Bristol docks. Well, that's not good. This is not good at all. At times like this, when I wish the Suez Canal had already started to be built. Let's bring you around. You move and you stay, so you're not quite taking horrific attrition. That's 40 transports. I'm going to have to grab a couple more, I think. Bring you into Riga. Let's take half of you. I'll bring you down here as well. Ottoman separatists popping and locking on islands. Ugh. And while we're down here, we might have a rumble with Brunei. Maybe. I'll keep the troops down here to occupy Russian land. Depends if they've built a fort down here. If they built a fort down here, then... I know they're finished. Then world needs to actually take it in order to demand it in a peace deal. Yeah, we might keep those troops down here. Who's this? Ava. It was very Russia coloured. Tributary Ming. Right. Rebels are successful. Yeah, they're going to be difficult to get rid of. Should have probably gone for quite a small level fort on these islands that we took. So, Najd separatists just there. Bohemian particularists just there. And holy moly. Alright, well, got jobs for you. We can already deal with that. We can probably, particularists, contrary to their name, don't fight particularly well. So, I reckon that we can probably sort them out. We'll wait for you lot to congregate together. Another 20,000. Another 20,000 to North Africa. I think that this is going to be a hotbed of revolts, as it's wrong culture and wrong religion and all sorts. Influence elections. And gain all the ducats in the land. Hey now, opinion of revolutionary Bohemia changed by plus 40. Do I need the money? No. Bribes are beyond us. Prestige of 10. But we'd only benefit from one of those. So why not get all the money in the land? And have Haino's opinion changed by plus 40. Yes. Okay. Okay. Alright. Yep. So you're eliminated there. Treasure fleets arriving everywhere. Good, good, good. Good. Particularists, fair enough. Rebels successful. Rebels are successful. That's fair enough as well. I'll wait till you're all grouped up together before throwing you to the wolves. Away you go. Also, Fulo. Let's start to annex you. Annexation is estimated to cost a total of 712 bird points. That's fine. Annex you there. We'll also try and grab something that will make it cheaper. Or quicker. Improving our diplomatic reputation will make it quicker. However, Vassal Integration Act will make it cheaper. Go Diplo up. By how much? 20%. So we can wait on that. We can wait until we're up to 80% done on Fulo, grab the integration of vassals, and benefit from that. It'll instantly integrate Fulo, and then we can use that to integrate a client state or two. And if we'd have clicked Separatist Sentiment a couple of months ago when it popped, we'd probably already have another one. So, this is not good. Let's try and get a 6/6 in charge there. We'll force march you into here. No Separatist Sentiment. That's fair enough. We won that. We don't need to speed march into there. Split you two up. You can actually get back on the boat there. I'll drop you off around the side. And use this a lot to squish the particularists. You two should be spread out. No 6/6. There you go. Another conversion, excellent. Let's go for... I've never heard of this place in my life. Marshallovi Austria. Yeah, okay, fair enough. It's only going to take 11 months. A lot of calls coming in, which should be... Well, we're down to 112. That's all our cores on the go. There's a lot of 0%ers that are coming in soon. 1%, 2%, 3%. Yeah, we're going to be over for a while, aren't we? Not by much, though. That's fine. That's fine as well because it's not my concern. That's why I give it to California. Also, this you could do dealing with this. Bohemia, Louisiana. Ooh, 62,000. Thankfully they popped on foot. This lump here should be more than enough. And all my ships there. Transports are coming around to pick up. Where are my transport? Where is my transport fleet? Yep, they're going all the way around here to pick up this lump to send them on to clear out the island. Excellent. Don't need all of you. Half can go there. And half can stay. Good. More treasure fleets. Sunni zealots in that place. Well, that's not my concern. Particularists. Again. In fact, 31,000. No, it's very backline orientated. Let's wait for some support. It's only particularists, it's not going to do much. Lithuanian separatists have crossed the borders. Knew they'd be back. And in greater numbers. Let's go and deal with those. We don't need many, but 55,000 is more than enough to deal with what's going on down here. Okay. Okay. You'll get taken back by the fort, so let's move you to Constantinople. I mean, there's going to be a lot of uprisings whilst we're this overextended, but the good thing is, if there is a silver lining, or there is a good thing about this, a lot of these areas are now going to have -100 to unrest because of recent uprising. Stability cost modifier, missionary strength. Could deal with the missionary strength. And we are very tolerant of heretics and heathens. We are very tolerant of heretics because of taking a humanist. So yeah, let's get the extra missionary strength. You won't see much of an impact where the where it takes just 10 months or so. You'll see the bigger impact where you're looking at like 101 months to convert Tunis. An extra 1% knocks it down to 50 months. Pretty much cut in half. Good. Good. And even gooder. You're old, that was. I'll put you in Tunis so I know where you are. Yeah, let's just go for it. And you can run into there. Alright, bring you down here. Get you on these ships so that we can clear out these islands. We'll hit the 19th stack, I think, first. Yeah, particularists don't fight particularly well. Which is odd considering the name. That's fine. Cholula, again, not my concern. My minions can take care of that. So, particularists dealt with. No, from here. Everyone else head up north. And you two can take back those two provinces. I think it's just because we were converting here. It sparked off the revolt. But that's fine. I think we're all good there. Lose 1 stability. Well, that's terrible. Can we get it back? Can we buy it back? We cannot. It's quite expensive once you flip to revolutionary to buy stability, unfortunately. Okay. Okay. And that's not my problem. $13 to 32 and then 30, although we do have a 58 stack there. Let's use you instead then. Okay. That's fine. I think this is the 19 stack. You staying there? No. He'll be off all the way back to his capital, or where his capital was, which was around here. Much like the other separatists did. Let's split you so you're not taking quite the attrition. Even more separatist sentiment. Brilliant. Right, we should hit the biggest stack first. And just mop up. How close are we? 4%. 3% is coming in very soon. As is 2%. Oh, yeah. This is alright. I think we've only had, what, 3 separatist sentiment pop up? Well, that's a new. Let's go deal with that. Canal in Antioch delayed. That is a regrettable indeed. Okay. And where was that? Outstanding. Okay. Alright. You go back to Tunis. And that should be us. Well under the threshold. Okay. So, it is a minor inconvenience, but I don't care. You go there. You go there. Whilst we have... Whilst there's been uprisings down here. Nope, wasn't uprising though. Just thinking about converting the places that have had recent uprising in them. Who'd have Indigo? You've had a recent uprising, haven't you? Yeah. So adding another +6 of having a missionary here. So I'm raced. He's not even going to touch the sides because of the -100, and he'll be done long before that wears off. So the ship has stopped sinking. We just need to mop up, lick our wounds. Get into Russia in 3 years, I think, maybe 4. And another call. Let's go for Teke. I know where that is. After Carnies. Oh, I never actually... balls. Alright, take them out. And circle around and take the 50 out. And then come to rest on that province. And we can take Diplotech ahead of time. I might leave my troops down here. I think, including this 11, I think we have about 60,000 all in all. Okay. Oh, of course these. Don't I have troops around here? Yeah, 16. 16 with a decent leader should be enough to put you down. And someone has had the audacity to die. Who has died? The improved relations guy. Diplo rep would be nice. Diplo rep would be very nice right now. But I want a level 5. No, we're ahead of time, aren't we? We're ahead of time on a Diplo. We might as well just make it a level 3. Why do I want Diplo rep instead of the shaky hand guy of improved relations? Because we're integrating, and therefore we will integrate better or more the higher we can push. Damn it. The higher we can push our diplomatic reputation. Annex up. Who did we annex? Portugal. When does that wear off? Can't be that long. Can't be that long. Annex subjects. In 52. So next year we grab another 3 Diplorat. We've already got artificially 1 from the policy that we turned on. We're also trading in ivory, which is brilliant. Our extension is adding to that as well, which means currently Fulo get themselves integrated in April of 1760. But can we pump that number? We currently use 6 Diplo each month, and we can use more Diplo if we've got the Diplo rep. And if you use more Diplo, then it's going to happen quicker. You still use the same amount of Diplo points, it means it happens quicker. The only way you can make it cheaper is by policies. Or ideas, of course. But I think we have all the ideas that make it cheaper. Yeah. All the ideas that make it cheaper. So let's have a little comparison of what 1 Diplo rep does. Currently April 1760. Let's put you in the slot. It will have now dropped to April 1760. Alright, let's allow that to tick then. And then go have a look at it. Where are you? Dealt with. Let them revolt. Let them revolt. It's not my problem. And that's the tick. Fulo. January 1759. I use 7 each month instead of 6. So that's going to go up. That's going to go up by quite a lot actually. We've got another 3 to lump onto that because of integrated vassals dropping off. Also, our extension is going to come down over the next couple of years before the war with Russia. Our overextension is going to be coming down, which is going to add almost another 2 to this number. So it should happen fairly quickly. Plus we have that policy that we can turn on within about 20% of the end and just have it instantly done. What am I doing here? I'm meant to be building spy network on Russia. I should always have a spy network on the Ottomans. They still have quite a few forts to get through. You don't actually need it to be there anymore. Let's send you instead. Who's on the list? Bohemian Peru. Improve relations with Bohemian Peru, who are quite big. It takes ages for them to get back. Are you move up to the coast? Well, have you move up to the coast as well? Actually, say what it'll do. Transports. Just hang out by the troops. Last island needs to be dealt with. Let's go. We'll deal with this island and then that will be the end of this episode. And yeah, all grouped up here. Who do we attack into? Fayum? How about you? Brunei, perhaps. Allied with Malacca and Sulu. I won't mind that. Sulu is this tiny little island here. But just fighting Malacca and Brunei, I'm fairly certain we should be able to beat them. 27, 25, 25, 27, 27, 27. So, comparable tech. We'll have a look into what ideas they took. A lot more of our extension burned off, which means our Diplo rep has gone up. Or should have gone up. Yep, fine. And and we'll grab all of you and put you over here. How many can you support? 45. Any other can support more? 6, 4, 4. Those islands are going to do much better. Alright, we'll probably split them. So about 60,000. I'd want heavies down here as well. I'm not going to need my heavies to fight Russia. So let's transport them down to these islands. Also, are you done yet? No. We don't have any ideas for colonization. So this happens very, very slowly. Is it just transports? They're just transports. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be it for this episode. In the next episode, we are going to be looking at the possibility of expanding our empire in the Malacca trade node. The more that actually, we don't have a merchant down here, do we? Why do our merchant start here? I'm sure we can pull some merchants from somewhere else. If we can grab a lot of power in Malacca, then we can bring it down the southern route, put it into Zanzibar, and then ship it around the Cape of Good Hope down our usual path, flung across the. Will you stop licking yourself right into that microphone? Flung straight across the Atlantic, up the eastern seaboard, Gulf of St. Lawrence, all the way into the North Sea, and then into the English Channel, where we currently funnel 411 ducats into, and make 478 ducats. Oh, Brabant. We need to get rid of Brabant. It's making far too much money off us. Anyway, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, do take care. Oh dear. Wow, chat's gone mad. Hey Ralph, yeah, everything's alright. Bank holiday weekend at the moment, which means I'm working tonight as well, which is going to be mega fun. Not really. How many Germans do you need to switch on light bulb? I don't know. 9? I don't know. You know, you play a flow where he has 18k plus hours. Yeah, I used to watch quite a bit of his stuff. I didn't like the whole bird thing that he does though. You know, where he's. I mean, there's testing out the game, and that. I see him more as a game breaker than a game player. But yeah, I know he's got an epic amount of hours. Although he did admit that 9 times out of 10, his game is always on, even when he's asleep. Although I watched his economics video, the one about if you get that far into debt, you actually start making money. What else? The science behind coalitions. That's also quite a good one. Goes more in depth about cultures and religions and how coalitions form and aggressive expansion with people and how to keep aggressive expansion down and the value in improved relations advisors. I don't follow him. I've seen a little bit of his stuff. Don't really like his Suki. What's my Steam name? Just Lucky Marine. Commands are not included after watching your vids. You make it look much easier than it is. Do you ever play any of the City Skyline games? Very reminiscent. I do have City Skylines, yeah. I don't know. I got City Skylines and it was fun for about a couple of hours. And then there was no real goal to it. I don't know, it was weird. It's probably one of those that, you know, if you were mimicking your own city or your own town, then you could probably have a lot of fun with it. Admin efficiency makes integrating cheaper as well. There are events that make integrating cheaper for like 10 years. Oh yeah, of course. But the events aren't the things that you really have control over. Taking specific ideas will make integrating cheaper. Turning on particular policies will make integrating cheaper. The things with events, you know, sometimes they pop, sometimes they don't. You can help them to pop with taking of specific ideas, but then it's up to the gods whether they decide to bless you. Hopefully they bless me soon. What's my tech levels? Tech levels currently are rocking at 27, although with the amount of admin we're spending on coring shit, it's gonna take a while to bring in. It's gonna take a while to get. Yeah, we're at full admin efficiency. Yeah, it's going to take a while to bring in admin tech. I wonder why all these are 85 and this is 90. Oh well, how odd. Austrian ideas with the 15% Amex cost. Yeah. I mean, it's fun if you've got them. No, one German for the light bulb. We're efficient and have no humour. Yeah, no. Well, that's what I meant. Isn't the German for no 9? Hence 9. I don't know. But no, Germans did invent a robot that did it for free. And then that robot would take over Poland. Or make a deal with Russia to split Poland. Anyway. What likes cause? Will you stop with your teeth on that? Everybody can hear you. Everybody can hear you. Also, I would like at least one stability. Lack of Republican tradition plus 25%. What? We're up at 87. No, that's not because of lack of Republican tradition. It's plus 25% just because we're a republic. Which is a terrible amount, but hopefully at some point we'll grab a free stability. If we get another bad stability event, i.e. if one gets ripped from us unceremoniously, then we'll probably grab them. We'll try rock the 0 stability at the very least. Will you stop trying to chew my microphone? We'll try and keep it about 0. How much would it be? Strength of government. 3 Republican tradition for 100 mil power. That's not bad actually. That's not bad at all. I'll keep that in mind. Is there anything blatant that I've missed? Put hold off the Swahili coast at Zanzibar. I want to get into Kilwa as well, don't I? Drags in the Timurids. I think that'll be alright. So a quick look at Brunei in terms of strength. Well, Brunei's going cav heavy. And Malacca. Alright, so Malacca would hit fairly hard. What about Kilwa? Things with Kilwa, you could start here and just sweep your way up. And just push them in front of you. And ours, nothing. Timurids are nothing. What other extension do we have? Just at 69. What's our Diplo up? 4.6. And when can we go to war with Russia? November 1755. Right, we'll pivot on to Kilwa then. I can have people transported to the southern Kilwa and be getting into them. What's the fort situation like? Oh yeah, we can sweep up through Kilwa, no problem. Blitzkrieg Kilwa. I'll be back into Russia in time for the truce to be over. Hopefully by then. The Suez Canal will be done. I think all the other canals are done. Panama, you're done. Yeah. Just randomly cut a channel between two continents like it's nothing. Also, you need a leader of sorts. Just make sure that gets squished. With war with Russia, we can feed both of our client states. Although why this still hasn't been figured out, I don't know. Yeah, there's some giant states over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's like a third of a physical Russia with 10 provinces. Yeah, feed our minions as much as they'll eat, and we'll probably end up spitting out another client state here. How much would it be for you? 342. So improve relations with Chelyabinsk whilst we're doing nothing. And I'll probably start the integration process of Chelyabinsk as we're at war with Russia. No, after. Straight after. You can't integrate whilst you're at war. Well, you can. You just can't start the integration process whilst you're at war. Do the canals actually do anything, or just a vanity project? The canal here allows us to pass ships through it, so we don't have to go all the way around the bottom. It's a little bit useless here. I mean, it only cuts off like 1, 2, 3, 4 sea tiles. It's just, this is more of a vanity project. But this is strategic. Allows us just to cut straight through it knocks time off transporting things around, which is what really creeps up on you end game, is the amount of time it takes to do anything. Same here, although we won't really benefit from this because we don't have countries over here that we do have countries over here, but we're not really invested over here. We just let these guys get on with whatever they're doing. Malacca, are you still at war with Ming? Defending against Ming? Yeah. Are you? No. Would there be a point when Malacca wouldn't defend you? Probably. We'll see that. If we can get away with a war against Brunei without Malacca getting involved, then the troops that we've got over here will be more than enough. Talking about the American dream in class, turns out to be one German student. Oh, the professor turns to one German student and asks him the German dream. We had one no one liked it. I don't know, some people liked it. Yeah, the one in North Germany, the one through Denmark, is fairly useless. But the other two are really, really useful. So you can sit there with, I'll take an attrition, as can you. I'm going to have to start ferrying these people, actually. Let's have you marching this way. If we can get into Brunei without Malacca getting involved, which it looks like we might be able to, then I wouldn't mind doing that. And judging by Bruneian troop count, that would be over in seconds. So I can pivot on to kill them. Let's have you... Can you walk this way? No. Can if we blast our way through Chokwe though. Hard with Congo. How unfortunate for you. Well, if you're in my way, then you're dead. Bring you back down to Viborg. Heavies are on the way to the Philippines. Yeah, let's have all you down here. We've got another 4 years before Russia kicks off. Alright. Oh. Went to ask before, is India worth invading? Martians keep asking me to take trade posts as the UK in India and Africa. I haven't bothered yet, but was curious if anyone else has. Yeah, India is really, really big, and the sooner you can get into India, the better. I think we only have Goa in India. We should have... No, I was concentrating on Europe, so... It's opportunity cost, isn't it? I'd have rather taken out Europe and taken almost the entirety of the New World. That was pretty much my focus. But yeah, with India, the sooner you can get into India whilst it's fragmented, the better. And if you can control India, then that will, and state a lot of it, that will generate a hell of a lot of money, a hell of a lot of manpower. And with the whole trade scenario thing, you can then focus all of this trade down the very specific path that you want to take, whether it be into the Gulf of Aden for flinging around the bottom of the Cape, or whether it be up through Basra into Aleppo and Constantinople. You can control a lot here with trade, having in the whole of India. But yeah, if you can, if it's giving you missions and the missions are doable in India, then I'd recommend you go for them. What was I doing with my troops? Why didn't we get into India? Why didn't we eat more into India? Probably because these two allied each other. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah. It's really rare that two big lumps in sharing the Indian peninsula will ally each other. Usually these are at each other's throats. But attacking into India now means we have to fight the entirety of India. And there have been better targets to go after, or more pressing targets to go after, such as the Ottomans. You know, the take care of the enemy on your doorstep before looking further afield. Four Indian trade zones are worth more than. I will have your ass handed to you before you come in danger to anyone but yourself. That's alright, that'll come with time. You'll get better. You always do. What's the phrase? X amount of hours to become proficient, then X amount to become... X amount to learn, X amount to be proficient, and then X amount to be a master. It's like volumes of 10 or something like that. It's like 100 hours to become... I don't know what the phrase is. I'm going to head off and for a minute and feed my cat because he's just getting in my way now. Is it food time? Is it food time? Alright. Well, I'll get you away and I will feed you and then I'm going to come back and do some stuff whilst you're filling your fat face, alright? Okay. Alright, I will be back in about 2 or 3 minutes. Make myself a cup of tea as well. Leave you with some music just so that I get the copyright strike. Because everyone likes copyright strikes on their content. What music do you want? Let's try not to get a worldwide ban though. I can have this one. Okay, let's get on with it, shall we? Hey Pepper, how are things today? I've completed the task of feeding the cat. And so I'm going to have about 5 minutes worth of free time before he runs upstairs and starts shouting at me because he wants a drink. And therefore he wants me to run the tap in the bath, because that's the only way that he'll drink these days. Oh no, I'm still logged into Steam. I'll turn this off. Offline, there we go. Try to create the EU. Try to create the EU by force. India is big, but when revolution and pro-shirt arrives, it becomes smaller. It does become smaller, only by one province, though. I just wanted to nibble a little bit. It's just a place where we can go. Well, no. We got into India, and then we found out that everyone still wipes the bum using their hands instead of using toilet paper. So we turned all the way back around, and we went somewhere else instead. I don't know. Weird place, India. Even Ottomans lose. Trying to avoid coalitions as France. Yep. Remember what I said about eating into cultural groups. French. Well, I mean, it's a little. This is later game. Therefore, this is the French cultural group. And weird times have happened here, but we'll let them off. This is actually probably the German cultural group that spread into France and vice versa. But yeah, if you're spreading into here, you're going to piss off everybody here. Just make sure that you've got enough improved relations with as many people as you can to counter it. Same with the Iberian group. The Iberian group is very easy to eat into because it's Portugal, it's Castile, it's Aragon, Navarra sometimes. But for quite a big area, there's only 3 countries. So you can usually eat into that fairly easily, even if they all group up against you and whatever ally that you might have picked up. It's usually fairly easy to beat down. And religious groups as well. People in the same religious group will be pissed off. So if you were to take out... Yeah, if I was to take out now Brabant. Now Brabant is in this cultural group, so everyone in this cultural group would be a little bit pissed off. But also anyone that's Protestant will be pissed off as well. So we get double pissed off would be Brandenburg. But everyone else that was Catholic will be less pissed off to an extent. And it's all about that fine balance. Always, if you're expanding into HRA, or into Europe for that matter, always have the improved relations advisor here. We can't get him, and we don't have access to the estates, but you probably will have access to an estate. Actually, it's France, you will. For certain, you will. Go to the nobles, grab the advisor that they're giving you, the improved relations advisor, plonk him in a seat and have him in that seat all the time. He is, without doubt, hands down, the best advisor in the entire game for rapid expansion. A friend of mine had a remix. Good stuff. How do you win coalitions? You win coalitions by not triggering them in the first place. And you try to bump up the aggressiveness of your shaky hand. This number here, the improved relations. The higher you can push this up, the more your aggressive expansion is going to start burning off with people. Also, it means that you don't have to lock a diplomat on a country for too long, because the increment of improved relations, you'll accumulate a lot more improved relations over time. So it might only take you 6 months as opposed to 12 months if you've got this up a little bit. Also, go to macro builder and plonk somebody on our rich countries, at least one per person. Because we started inside the HRE, usually I had one person fabricating on the country that I wanted to go to war with, and I had 2 diplomats locked on our rich countries. Because we went diplomatic straight away, we unlocked the extra diplomat, and diplomats are worth their weight in gold, especially early game, especially when coalitions, they're dangerous. When you're early game and you're trying to rapidly expand, coalitions are mega dangerous. They should always be at the forefront of your mind. Is this going to trigger a coalition? If it is, how do I get out of it? Or can I truce lock anyone in that coalition? And be improving relations with them to the point where I can get them into the positive numbers, so that when they're out of that truce, they're not going to instantly join a coalition. Hey Martin, yep, I read your comment out. I was turning to the side a little bit, you might not have heard it. Biggest problem is Burgundy. Killing it is an issue, and not killing it is an issue. Yeah, you're right. Burgundy is a weird one. They have 3 vassals underneath them, maybe 4. And each of those have their own troop limit, or their own manpower. So, with Burgundy, you just got to bite the bullet, really. Use your outrageous elan once it comes along, and try and smash them. Or, in the first age of revolution, not in the first age of revolutions, in the age of discovery, you get one of these policies for transfer of subject. Go to war with Burgundy and make him transfer to you one of his vassals, and then go to war again when your truce is over and make him transfer to you or one of his vassals. Fairly certain that in the first few ideas of France, they get an extra relations. I had a look at it yesterday. So you should be able to not only weaken Burgundy, but also strip him of his ability to generate a load of troops. Plus, if you're taking this land off him, when he dies, if he dies, and the inheritance fires, this land that you have taken isn't going to flip to Austria or Spain or someone random. At least you're going to have the good land on the coast that's pivotal for control of the channel. France, you always have coalitions. It's inevitable. I believe unless you don't play with Iron. I don't know, I might have to play as France. There's the big blue blob achievement that you do, which is essentially just nibbling into different culture areas. Allowing lots of people to resist coalitions. It works to an extent, but it only takes one of those countries to let you down. And it's happened to me before. It only takes one of those countries to let you down, to refuse a call to arms, and suddenly you end up with coalitions firing. So don't rely on your ally chain. Try to be the one in control, of whether a coalition is going to form or not. And if it is going to form, let it be tiny and then attack into it. Become Emperor of HRE, trigger Fate of Burgundy, and inherit all of the land. Yeah, fair enough. Trigger Fate of Burgundy. Oh yeah, yeah. The Emperor does the Emperor inherits land, and it's split between France and the Emperor, so you inherit it all. A good plan. You can kill Burgundy, but I already have plus 93 aggressive expansion. With whom? With whom do you have 93 aggressive expansion? It will be with everybody. It can't be with everybody. 100% war score on Burgundy is France. What do you take? What have you activated? It'll be in the Age of Discovery. Do you have vassal transfer? If you have enough points to transfer vassal, I would make him transfer to you one of his biggest vassals. Oh, with Burgundy itself? Oh, it's alright. You're going to end up with a truce with Burgundy, so they're not going to be able to join a coalition against you. So don't be improving relations with people that you're going to be inevitably going to war with, because they're going to be in this list. And everybody in this list cannot join a coalition against you, no matter how much they want to. They are blocked from joining a coalition from you, with you, against you. So when your truce with Burgundy is over, the day it's over, you'll probably want to be fighting him again. So there's no point in bothering about his aggressive expansion with you. Concentrate the people that are further afield, the ones that will feel it to an extent. Also, I need to get these out trading. The ones that will feel it to an extent, but won't, but are on the fence about joining coalitions against you. Is Austria always so strong in everyone else's game? Played it a few times. They've always been in the top nations. Austria got nerfed quite recently. They used to be mega strong right from the beginning. Lots of manpower, lots of troops, and they could just ruffle stomp everybody. But they're still strong. They are still strong. I've not seen what their mission list is like, what their mindset is like as an AI. This was in the previous match. You can vassalize a PU junior partner of Burgundy. Yep. You can get them to transfer that vassalage to you. And if you have in the Age of Discovery, if you've unlocked, I think it's about here, vassal transfer for half the cost, then you can do it for half the cost, which is better. You might even be able to transfer two of them at the same time, which immediately cuts down the amount of troops that Burgundy can raise up. Be wary of someone with quite a few vassals, because every single country has. The smaller the country, the more efficient they are. It's like Gelre here, 2 province minor, able to raise 21 troops. If we took all of our land and our force limit, although we are a republic and we have all the good stuff with being the republic, but still, what's our limit? 1004. 1004, and we have 509 provinces. So we can raise about 2 troops per province. Gera's beaten us by a hell of a lot in terms of efficiency. And this is what it's like. And he'll have his own manpower pool. So imagine Gelre and another 2 province minor with another 21,000 troops. And no, 50,000 manpower, and then another 2 province minor with 21 troops and 50,000. You've got to be wary of them all stacking together because they can hit really, really hard. Yep, non-HRE provinces as well, if you can. They are easier to digest. Surprised they haven't marched all the way to the Atlantic on their own terms. Yeah. Good composition. Yep, pretty much. Should have the economy to support the horses. Yeah, early game, horses are... well, they hit really hard to decav. So if you, as Backo says, if you do have the economy to support a few more horses, then go for it. But be wary of insufficient support. Which is a number just here. We have capital infantry ratio of 50%. Now be wary that in a combat group of 50,000, I would never go 25 horse, 25 infantry. The first time you get into combat and your infantry takes a hit in the center, because that's where the most of the damage is concentrated, you'll immediately have insufficient support. So even though it does say it's about 50-50 ratio capital infantry, I'd probably go along the lines of 60-40, maybe 65-35, something like that, just to be safe. Just so that after maybe 1 or 2 fights, my infantry hadn't taken enough of a hit to have insufficient support. Most HRE lands have at least -20 AE with me. I haven't pushed into Burgundy yet. Well, just what ideas did you take? What ideas did you take as France? You were talking about this yesterday. Did you go with defensive? Go to your diplomacy, click onto outrage countries. If it pops up as it's trying to improve relations with Burgundy, bring him home and do it yourself. Go on to your coalition map mode. Scroll over the countries. See who has the worst. See who has the worst opinion about you over here somewhere, and then try to get them into the positive, and then work your way closer to where you're going to be taking land, because these people are going to feel it the most. And 9 times out of 10, if you take land here, someone next door is going to be that pissed off with you, then all the shaking hand in the world isn't going to stop them from having a bad opinion of you. However, this country over here, it's on the fence. It might join, it might not. It might be that country that pops the coalition. So make sure the ones that are on the fence don't join, and work your way back to the epicenter of where you're going to end up taking land. But yeah, the coalition map mode, mega important, especially in the HRE, especially if you're eating into the HRE, just to gauge your aggressive expansion, just to see, can I go to war now? And there were times when we were expanding with Bohemia, where I had to use a weight off on expanding. I had to wait an extra year or so before going to war again, because there was no point, because I could have gone to war for war reps and that was about it. And there's no point in doing that unless you're trying to specifically push that country into a truce. And sometimes that can be useful. Sometimes just going to war with one country to push them into a truce without actually taking any land, therefore without actually triggering any aggressive expansion, can be useful. Yeah, there we go. Bacalo got it right. I was waffling all over the place with the support ratio. Yeah, about 10% of the support ratio. Yeah, so don't really take notice of this. You know, add another 10% or so. Just be safe. Difficult situation, but I think France can beat many coalitions. Don't know how to phrase this. Bacala might be able to put this in less words, but when you first start EU, it's like you're trying to break every nut with a hammer. The giant hammer of what is your army. When you start getting more skilled in the Diplo side and try, or you start to understand the reasonings behind aggressive expansion and the reasonings behind people joining coalitions, then you try to diplomatically not even trigger coalitions, so that you never really have to use your army unless it's a war that you've started for a province or a couple of provinces or a few provinces or an area of a country that you definitely want. I try not to even trigger coalitions. But it does take a while. It does take a while to understand who might join, who doesn't, who will, who won't. The numbers that you need to get above, the diplomats that you have to send to people, the value of having diplomats, the value of the improved relation advisor over other things. I mean, if it was a choice of a improved relations advisor or an unrest guy, it'd be the improved relations guy. Just got 100 tradition general, 6 shock. Use him well. Use him well. Usually, the generals that I get from the 100 tradition, usually they're fairly crap. And if they're not fairly crap, then they die off within about 2 years. Gonna fight Aragon, Austria, Pope. Aragon, Austria, Pope. That'll be fun. That will be fun. I was going to start another episode, but I've only managed one episode. No, I was going to try start another episode, but it's I only have like 20 minutes to go before I need to properly start getting ready to go to work, which is crap. Hopefully it's been such a glorious day that people have been getting blindly drunk throughout the day, and they won't be going out during the night because they'll be hot and bothered and sunburnt and or too drunk to be let in. That's the dream. That is the dream. Should probably do something with these trade ships though. Where are we lacking in trade power? 92%. If in doubt, then working your way back from your main trading port down the line is always a good shout. So we've got 88%, 92 there. Got 63%, 73, 67, 87. We don't need anybody here. Don't need ships here, because any power that's here will... You don't need merchant here anyway, sorry. Don't need merchant here because it's one way in, one way out. So as long as you have power here, it'll just push everything out. In fact, 64%, 42%, we have found a winner. So we'll send our ships to Zanzibar. Yep, send our ships to Zanzibar. Got 41 going in, but only 34 popping out the other side. New protect trade in... Have I already gone past it? Zanzibar. Yep. Apparently Kilwa. Although Kilwa does have all the land there, I suppose. Well, the majority of land. Kilwa has the most here. Yeah, with a few ships. Should be able to beat him. Also, it just means that going into Kilwa and beating him up has taken priority there. Take all of his coast. Also gives us another flank to get into the Ottomans. Speaking of the Ottomans, Russia expires in 1755 and the Ottomans in 59. Last time we went to war with Russia, it was mega stupidly easy because he hadn't built up his forts. How have you built up your forts now? Level 8, level 2, level 8. So he has 2 level 8 forts. That's your capital fort. Yeah, getting through Russia is going to be a piece of space. Yep, that'll be mega easy. I think. Is this Russia as well? Oh, it's level 8 there as well. Is that Russia? Yeah, level 8. Level 2, 8, 2, 8, 8, 2. Yeah, it's going to be easy. Russia again, level 2. I don't know why he's continuing with level 2s. I don't know. But they're all fairly easy to get to. A lot of his troops look to be congregating here. We can smash them immediately from coming from Viborg probably. Smash the main forces. 6-6 general though. Not 6-6, a 5-5. 5-5-4, yeah. We have a 6-6. We should beat that. Smash the mid troops. Take out the capital and this fort. Have people dotted around this border to snipe the forts. Have this war over and done with pretty quickly and then line up on the Ottomans again. Try force them entirely out of Europe. Take this. Might end up being the client state. Also, a big problem with coalitions is actual member of coalition, not the allies of the tag who started the war, can't be pushed out one by one. Yeah, that's unfortunate. They can't be pushed out. They used to be able to. Used to be able to make loads of money off coalitions. But no. Not anymore. I used to be able to just spend all your ducats. Used to just grab a load of debt. And was it like 10,000 to piece out a coalition? Which, you know, when you're making 664 ducats a month, it's not that long, is it? Doesn't take that much. Quite lots at the moment. Allies don't want to help with Aragon. Who kicked it off? If it's Austria that kicks it off, you have to go and fight Austria. So a major boost difference between 5 and 6 pips. Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's why keeping high tradition, high military tradition, or rolling generals when you've got high military tradition, army tradition, is so powerful. There are certain breakpoints on your army tradition. It's 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100 itself. And on those points, you will get an extra pip or 2. I forget off the top of my head. I know you probably be able to find a spreadsheet. Arumba's probably done a spreadsheet, you know what he's like. And so if you're... I would wait here until I was at war again, until I got to 80 armor tradition to grab another general. Because we're only 5 away from it. And we're probably going to declare war fairly soon. Wait till we get to 80 and then roll a pip. At the moment, you're looking at a general between 6 and 15 pips as a base. Up to 80, I don't know exactly what it is, but I know it's better. I know it's better. Also, I think it's quality. Dark quality. No, it's not quality, is it? Offensive. Offensive gives you decent generals as well. Extra land leader shock pip. An extra land leader fire pip. And maneuver as well, I think. Or is that in defensive? Yeah, defensive. So yeah, things that will directly improve your generals. Ideas that will directly improve your generals. They're quite useful. Plus Bohemian ideas gives us land leader 5+1. Which means that generally our generals have good fire pips. Which comes into its own here. This is shock, this is fire. Which generally comes into its own later on in the game. When you really need your armies to hit hard. Could take one province from Burgundy and vassalize mostly. Yeah, that makes sense. Taking away his support structure, i.e. his vassals, his armies apart from his armies, is useful, especially as all of his vassals are in northern part of his territory. So they're in the, in terms of trade, they're in the English Channel kind of area around here, which is where you eventually, I don't know where the is your trade home here? Probably is. Probably in Champagne, isn't it? Yeah. Although Thames Estuary. There's something I'm forgetting here or remembering. On your game, go to this province here, and then go to the Imperial map mode. Last time, or as far as I know, this province here is not in the HRE. It's in the culture group of the HRE, but it's not in the HRE. You can no CB into this country. And on no CBing into this country and taking it for yourself, you can fabricate and declare on Denmark. And once you've fabricated and declared on Denmark, you can make Denmark give to you either Norway or Sweden, depends how developed they are. But there's this country here that's outside of the HRE, that starts outside of the HRE, usually remains outside of the HRE, and it's a good jumping off spot. You can no CB into him pretty easily. Till infantry fire modifier goes up one or at least 1 or 2 5 pips in general, translates to 1 shock pip damage wise. Do you siege as much as you can or keep your armies close to each other? Enemy is strong. If you're in a coalition war and it's, what was it, against Austria, Aragon and the likes, then you want to be trying to make a beeline towards the Austrian capital, and you want to try and sit on it to the point where it's gone. There's no defensive terrain in Vienna, so get here, split off as many troops as you need for the actual siege. It might be 6, it might be 8, it might be 9. Any extra, sit in an adjacent province. Doesn't matter where that adjacent province is, just don't have them collecting attrition on the actual siege itself. Although if you see the enemy heading towards you and they have less troops than you combined, sometimes moving back onto the siege, everyone onto the siege, will be enough to turn that smaller stack away. And if you can do that, take out the Austrian capital and get out of that war with a white piece, then that is going to be much better than actually taking losses in that fight. You can save that manpower for another fight. Netherlands, yeah, there we go, Netherlands. The lowlands, yeah, just everything over here, everything over here. All of this, where the Netherlands pop out. So I think we moved our capital up here. If you don't move your capital to the Netherlands, but you have the Netherlands, then you end up with Netherlandish revolts, Dutch revolts even, to be precise. Is join the HRE in your game? Ooh. Yeah, but it's not first. Yep. I think early game with Bohemia, I declared war on this guy. It just gave us a little bit of extra range to declare a war on other people around this area. Have you tried Albania or Iberia achievement? Off stream, off channel, I have had a look into it. Looks quite difficult. But one day, it looks more difficult than starting as Byzantium or as Rhodes. The Knights game was fun. I like that. Yeah, I'll do that one day. Albania or Iberia, if I can get a good start. There's such a lot of this game that depends on getting a good start. Just it's like how the dice are thrown down at the beginning of the game. You load into the game, and it's like, here you go, deal with this. And the amount of times I had to restart the Byzantium game because the Ottomans took straight away City of the World's Desire and declared war on me instantly before I'd got any alliances, before I got anything in place. And so it's just a case of restarting, or you load into the game and for some reason Poland has decided to rival you. I'm fairly certain I was far too small for Poland to rival me, but no, rivaled. There we go. Or Hungary rivals you. Oh, must have been at least 30 reloads before I got the start that I wanted. Test out the 3-star general. Yeah. Do you have Ilan yet? Sorry, there's 7 people watching, but I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be starting the next episode, so it's going to be paused until I leave now. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, but I do about 30-minute episodes for the YouTube channel, and I like to if I'm playing the game, I like to invite other people to watch, even though I can't really talk to them whilst I'm playing it until after the episode. And yeah, I need to get away in about 15 minutes or so. So in the 2 hours that I'm going to be up, I've done like one 30-minute episode. I've fed the cat. I've talked to chat. Okay. That's about it. But I don't mind it. I like the social aspect of it. Yeah, I won't be going right now. I'm just letting people know. Because I find it weird that 7 people just watching me stroking my cat and talking to people about their games. Morale too low. Oh, was that no, you don't have a LAN? What was the first idea that you took as France? Let's save this. I'll be back on tomorrow. Definitely on tomorrow. Got about 10 minutes before I go. Let's load up a France game. Let's see what he's dealing with. Begging to beat you even when you have the better stats and better army. Depends what terrain you fought in. Depends on dice rolls. Sometimes it is just bad dice rolls. Took defensive and the very early 1473 Dart of a LAN. So, France. And you're fighting into Burgundy. Did Britain give you Maine back? Oh, you'll be on the next patch, won't you? So you won't have all these missions to take. Look how scary how strong France is. After he unlocks all of this, he gets an additional plus 5% discipline. Ten more troops, but 3 star, 6 jock. This game is really strange. Yeah, don't put all your eggs in the general pip basket. If they've got more troops, then try to lure them into fighting into you in defensive terrain. I don't know. Don't really have much of it in France, do you? Maybe into Rethel's underneath Burgundy, isn't he? Yeah. Although it does have a fort, you'd have to get through the fort first. What else is there? Maybe Holland itself? No, it's a fort as well. You won't be able to get through it in time. Brada, random province, but you'd have to get through all the forts to get there. Yeah, Burgundy's got quite a few people underneath him, hasn't he? Oh, you've got Bob on. I mean, if you can lure him down this way, perhaps bait him into a fight in Bourbon or Limousin or Vaughan. Like put a 5 stack here. So he tries to come and get it, and then you reinforce into it. That can be quite useful. Took after the main war, White Beast, and did Reconquest CB for less aggressive expansion. Good job. Yes, yeah, looking at it now, Baco, South France is defensive, yeah. I mean, you could. 1, 2, they'd probably give you decent cover. Sort of, sit your forces down here, see what Burgundy does. If he's onto Paris, he will probably have taken a river crossing to get into Paris. Therefore, attacking him whilst he's on Paris, he'll have brought in a river crossing. And therefore, that's a -1 to every single one of his rolls. If he attacks you into woods, it's a -1 as well, but probably river crossings as well. Might be a -2. Mountains is -2. Just pick the battlefield or try to bait them into the battlefield. That's going to be better for you. Remember that they probably have combined a lot more manpower than you do. Manpower of 24,000. Let's have a look at Burgundy. You have 13,000, but we also have to take into account Brabant has 11,000. Holland has 11,000. Who's this? Nevers. Nevers has 11,000. So they're all stacked up together. And we didn't even check Flanders. But again, it'll be another, what, 11,000. So altogether, you're fighting into 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, maybe 70,000 manpower. You don't have the manpower to go on the, to be aggressive with him, to throw manpower away. Because they'll come back, they'll go back, they'll lick the wounds, they'll refill, and they'll come back at you again. You can't turn it into a war of attrition that way. You have to make them burn off as much of their manpower as you can. Tries to defeat small pieces, but he's way stronger. What the hell? What I've just said about manpower. That's where Burgundy will beat you. You might beat them, but if you don't crush that army, it'll move away, and it will reinforce to its maximum, and it'll come back. It'll bring his minions, and they'll rush back to their land behind these forts, and reinforce to the maximum, and come back. What kind of income do you have? I mean, you could probably murk your way out of this war. It's early enough in the game that it's not going to have too much of an impact on your army professionalism, because you just won't have any army professionalism at this point. That's always an option. Killing this stack separately, yeah. What would I do as France? I don't think I've ever properly played as France. I have played as France en route to going somewhere else. Played as Burgundy, beat France, turned myself into France for the event for absolutism before they nerfed absolutism, and then formed Prussia. That was fun. But I don't think I've ever started as France. If I was France, what would I do? Does France have any vassals? No. France used to have loads of vassals, didn't they? Burgundy, who hates you? England and Aragon. And Castile likes us. Castile likes us enough that they'd give us, that they would ally us. I'll probably do that. I like Castile. Declare war on Aragon. Aragon is allied. Oh, he's rival to Burgundy. Who are you allied with? No one. Don't need any allies. I like Castile. Eat into Aragon. With Castile's help. It's always better if you can get some unassuming fool to take the brunt of the damage and you just mop up. So why fight wars on your own when you get the AI to come in and fight some for you? economic power base. How much would it be for the entirety of Brittany? 76. So I can take Brittany out in 1-1. It's quite a good state as well, Brittany. Yeah. And then you... You're allied with us, but you start allied with us at the beginning of the game. Quick turn into vassalization. We cannot, therefore I'd probably break this alliance. And get into Provence as well. Probably do the same as you did with What would your priorities be on this start? On this? Yeah, I'm just pondering what I would do. But yeah, I would I'd ally Castile. Use him to dismantle Aragon. I'd take Brittany out in its entirety. I'd probably do what Pac Bell did with declaring a reconquest war instead on England. Can't declare war just yet. Reconquest war for the lowered aggressive expansion, because all of this, I believe, is called. So we take land. We don't have to core it. It's immediately profitable to us. It's a bit like how Ottomans were with all of this land over here. It used to be all cores, which meant that Ottomans just had to declare war and take the land for it to become profitable for them. That's why the Ottomans were secretly so OP. But yeah, take all the land off Britain. I would then... I like it. I like it. No sea being into East Friesland. Yep. Probably no sea being to East Friesland. Grab them as a vassal, because we won't be able to call them, so we would have to vassalize them. And then at that point you're into Denmark. In the Age of Discovery you have transfer subject here. We then go to war with Denmark, who has us as a rival anyway. And we take either Sweden, which is 220, or Norway, 157, but with a half price. Transfer subjects, peace treaty at half cost. So, I don't know. Norway, Sweden, either or. It's a big country that gets transferred to you for just having a good amount of war score. The Burgundy problem, though. Depends what rivals he picks up. Depends what he does. Sometimes Burgundy can get themselves into a little bit of bother. They attack into the HRE, get defended by Austria, and they get messed up. The ally of Castile would stop Burgundy's aggressive intent into us. In terms of HRE, yeah, it depends after that. I mean, there's already a lot to go on with. Keeping the guarantee of Scotland keeps England weak. So I don't think I'd break that. If we're keeping England weak, I don't know, that might be a decent route of expansion. With the new mission systems, the new mission criteria, etc., I don't know what what way Paradox has thought that France should go. Yeah, once you've taken the Aragonese land, you can then directly fabricate onto North Africa. It's a very, very different cultural group. You can expand into here without pissing off anyone in Europe. It's rapid expansion. It's a different culture group, different religious group, fair enough, but France with a land into North Africa, you're taking all of this very, very easily. Try to do it before they grab an alliance with the Ottomans, and you're good to go in terms of Tunis. From there you can nibble into the Mamluks before the Ottomans even open them up. If you're stuck here, there's always more routes to expand. You just have to look for them. You got Burgundy stack wiped. Good stuff. Was him attacking into you, or did you manage to chase him down? Been trying most of the time as England or GB and hide like a woman behind the channel where I made a balls of my European adventures. Well, that's what England can do. Their fleet was called the Wooden Wall for a reason. Watched France play multiplayer and he got beaten by Morocco. Anybody can beat anybody. Anybody can beat anybody. As long as you know the intricacies of the combat system, the composition of armies, the value of the terrain, the value of river crossings and forts and things like that, then and of mountains, of course, then 9 times out of 10 you can beat pretty much anyone. If someone is ego, should I say, ego is what gets you killed most in EU4. It's like I don't know, if Provence declared war on us, I'd probably just smush up all my troops and go straight for his stack, wherever his stack was, because as France I'd have massive ego and I'd know that it's alright, I can easily beat the 9k. But if the 9k ended up in these mountains, we'd struggle. I mean, we'd probably beat him, but we'd still struggle. It only takes a few dice rolls the wrong way and him to roll a good general, and suddenly, oh, we've just had our arse handed to us by Provence. And that's what will beat you in most of your campaigns. Declare war on the little guy because he's a little guy, but he drags in X amount of other people that you're not expecting, and or coalition forms, or someone else declares war at you at that point because you've lost too many troops in that engagement. Therefore, you're seen as weak, and it can slowly spiral into horrificness. First took Roussillon and vassalized Brittany, and then took English land. Oh, you vassalized with Brittany, did you? How weird. Did you take British land and feed it to Brittany? Before taking Aragonese land, I'd rather vassalize Naples. Oh yeah, well, it'd probably be first an initial war into Aragon just to weaken him. And then I think as France you get, or used to, in this rendition of the game, used to get Fromage Provence. In some of your missions here, used to get cores all the way down here. I'd wait for them to pop, or claims down the entirety of the southern Italy as France. I'd wait for them to pop, and then try to take Naples out whilst he was still under Aragon. But yeah, make a push for the islands, and use them just to extend your range, especially the Baleares, Cagliari, and Palermo, or maybe Malta install. What are you doing? be attacked by... Oh, he's been attacked by Austria as well. Okay. Well, that's alright then. Austria and France versus Burgundy. Yeah. If it was Austria as well against Burgundy, I would have just waited. I would have just waited behind some forts, not taken any losses until they'd burnt each other out, and then you had to swooped in. Sat on the capital or sat on a fort up here somewhere. Try not to get into direct conflict with them. Because you got the early game, you got to protect your manpower. Because it regenerates at such a low amount each month. You got to try and protect your manpower as much as you can. So mix some mercenaries in with your troops as well before you get any amount of army professionalism that you would want to retain. Try and mix in about 4 or 5 mercenaries right now, just to take the brunt. Just your mercenaries line up front and center when you get into any kind of fight. So it's your mercenaries that take the hit, but your mercenaries pull their troops from a different manpower pool to your normal manpower. So you can protect your manpower a little bit with 4 or 5 mercenaries early game. Always try to play opportunistic. Yep, that's it. That's the way you go. Yeah. If someone's getting jumped on by someone else, and the AI will do it to you in a drop of a hat, the AI will do it to you. They'll see that you're getting hit by, I don't know, England and Burgundy combined, and then Aragon will think, oh, it's my time to shine here, and they'll attack too. That's why so many games end up with rage quits, because someone's getting attacked by 3 people and then a 4th to join in, or suddenly a coalition that they've been managing to dodge all this time pops off. And it's usually someone like that pops it off. Some random 1 province minor that's in the middle of dipshit nowhere that you can't even get to. Oh yeah, of course. Protect your capital, of course. But yeah, I'd have avoided, unless it was on my capital, I'd have avoided as much contact as I could. Allowed Austria to take the brunt of it, and then countered. I have 18k manpower and doing very well in the war. I think it's best to take whatever you can if you can. Yeah. Just have this Burgundian succession crisis wipe at the war. Oh dear. Whilst at war, I can annex it all. Yeah, doesn't the Burgundian succession essentially give you half, and Austria, if he's the leader of the HRE, gets the other half? Like this lump, you get all of this. Oh no? No, it's all gone to Austria, or Spain's got involved. Has Spain got this? It sounds fun. It sounds really fun. However, I have just 20 minutes to get changed and get to work. It's been fun. But I will be back on tomorrow, probably at about this time, with the added bonus of not having to run off to work, because Castile took Burgundy and his PUs. I called it. I did call it. Well, yeah. Release Burgundy. If you've got a province that you have got that has a Burgundian core, release it as a vassal, and you can go to war for reconquest, and it'd be mega cheap. It'd be mega cheap. Anyway, it sounds like a really fun game. Sometimes when really shit things happen, it makes for a fun game, and it's all a learning experience. I love it. Anyway, thanks for joining me, all 7. Brilliant. So our numbers are creeping up. And I will be back on tomorrow. We'll continue with Burgundian game. We'll continue with the Bohemian game. We'll try and finish it off, and then I will update to the latest patch, and we'll probably start something else. Probably start a new game as somebody somewhere. We'll see. Until then, thanks for joining me. I look forward to hearing how you get on with your game, Pack Bell. Hopefully it's a brilliant one. And I will see you all tomorrow. In fact, I'll keep the stream up whilst Rathwine and Baklau having a chat whilst I get changed, so you can continue to talk to each other, and I'll at some point in the next 5 minutes it'll switch itself off. Okay, till tomorrow. Do take care.